My name is Lindsay.
Oh, I'm dropping that degree.
My name is Lindsay. Welcome to my channel. This is Quarter Past Arts and Crafts, where everything is done imperfectly and you drop your balls on the floor all the time. Yes, there are ball jokes too. I'm sorry. It's been a while since I've struck up the nerve to turn on the camera and talk to it for a little while. There's something about doing this sometimes that makes me feel kind of insane. But it's quarantine time, and I'm feeling chatty, and I don't necessarily want to call up my family and bother them with my enthusiasm for knitting and yarn and textiles and stuff. Whenever I turn on my camera or my computer, I very much have I've worked through these high expectations of myself, of having to create this movie-like documentation of my life that's done in this super aesthetic way, where the lighting is perfect and my face is zhuzhed and things. I've just been feeling like if I'm gonna come and use these things, it's gonna be done in this haphazard, out of nowhere sort of thing. Because either I'm going to spend my time sitting here pretending that I am someone that I want other people to like or want people to think me of, or I'm just going to sit here and just try and spend a little time hanging out with myself comfortably, talking about things that I really like to do and really enjoy doing. Because I think that's something that's actually worth documenting. And textiles is really that thing for me. Wool especially. I'm wearing the only finished thing that I have right now. Because it's all I've been working on. I haven't been working on anything else. It's just this. And it's the growing cardigan, and I cannot pronounce the designer's name for the life of me. Bad at other languages. So I write it down and put it in the down bar down below there. So what you are viewing oftentimes here is just a self-conscious person trying to develop less self-consciousness. Trying not to be fake about it. Not ever sure of what I'm going to sit down here and say. I don't write out a script. I don't rehearse. I just turn it on and I see what happens, and sometimes it's very uncomfortable because we all have, I think, this idea in our heads of who we are, and then when we actually see ourselves, it's a totally different story, and that's sometimes kind of alarming. But I'm trying to learn how to be more lighthearted about all this stuff and not such a serious attitude about things. I'm so serious, super serious person, as you may discover. So I haven't given much thought to doing any editing or making this very polished thing. I want to just come and have some free form, whatever it is my brain wants to do time. That sounds fun and exciting to me. I tried when I first started filming journals like this. Actually, I tried I'll write out what I'll say so then I won't be so freaked out about sounding stupid. No, that didn't work. I just had to get on here and just start sounding stupid. And not worrying about whether or not people will like me. It's really actually irritating to watch yourself act that way, where you know that you're just doing or saying things because you're hoping people will accept you. So just let the crazy show, right? You'll feel much better, hopefully. So I don't have too much to show you or talk about when it comes to my crafting, and I'm so tempted to use up some of this time just chatting about me and chatting about thoughts that I'm having or things, because I don't want to come into my journaling sessions and have these like, oh, there are some things I can talk about here and some things I can't, because it takes away the fun of it. Again, it becomes this more contrived and pre-thought out thing where instead of it just being this discovery and this attempt to actually accept myself the way that I am. Because once I see it back on film, like, I can watch and see when I am willing to actually turn on this camera and expose myself to myself. I can see when I am kind of turning it on for people. I can see when I'm not coming from a heartfelt, authentic place, and it is not fun to look at for me. I know it, and I don't like it. And it has come from a place of deep fear, I think, of other people. An absolute deep wound of not being accepted and not being liked. And so this coping mechanism comes up where it's like, okay, well, if I'm not I don't say what I really say and what I really, oh gosh, I don't say what I really mean. If I say what other people want me to say, or if I don't say anything at all, and I won't stumble over my words and expose myself to be the idiot that I feel like I am. It's been hard to get past that on camera, just like being like, yeah. So human, so fallible, so silly in so many ways. But I'm just here, sitting in my living room, talking to my MacBook computer in the middle of the afternoon. It's one of my few days off today, and this is what I'm choosing to do for a half an hour. I love to journal. I do. I like to talk about things that are happening, and I like to talk about the things I've been thinking about making and planning to do and all that. It's fun. It's easy to fill up actually 15 minutes of time when you're talking about something you like. Flies by. No problem. Yeah, so I've missed that. I've missed just having more moments like this in general. Yeah. So it's taken me about a year to turn off the whole feeling of needing to entertain people when I turn on this camera too. I don't like that feeling. I'm not good at it. It starts to make me feel irritated and overwhelmed very fast. I don't want to be that way. It's like, if you find this entertaining, that's wonderful. Like, if you actually just find me interesting and entertaining, yay. If not, that's yay too. That's fine. I mean, I'm going to be terribly wounded. I mean, I might be curious what it is that you see that I don't, where you're coming from, or all that jazz, but yeah, what I love so much about the internet is that you can just click off at people that you're not vibing with, that you're not feeling what they're doing. You don't have to watch it. You don't have to. You can close the computer. You can walk away. You can turn it off. You can't really do that in the same way with real life with people. And so people will so often just politely kind of put up with you and just hope that you'll end the conversation and walk away. Whereas here, it's like, you know what? If we're getting along, great. If we're not, great. There's no downsides here. I'm doing something that I'm enjoying and having a good time, and if you're not having a good time watching me do that, no problemo. Let's just move along, you know? You can watch whatever else it is you find interesting and entertaining. I get that everyone wants to feel like they're using their time wisely. So, you know, if this sort of free-form thing where there's no set schedule, you don't know what you're going to expect or what we're going to talk about, doesn't exactly work for you, I understand. I also appreciate the people who go out of their way to use good equipment and beautiful music and really put the production into their podcasts. But I'm not really interested to do that right now. So I'm just going to enjoy turning on my camera and talking about a few things once in a while. Try to keep it about crafting, but sometimes there's no spark in the moment to talk about a certain project. It's like I just want to make it. I don't necessarily even want to worry about talking about it. I just want to make it. I don't want to use any of my free time to talk about making. I just want to make the thing. But I finished another special project just a few days ago, and I'm wearing it right now, so I'm pre-loving it for my friend. This is the growing cardigan. It's very long. I'll show you, stand up just to show you the pockets. So there's the pockets there. And it's got this nice ribbing detail down the front and along the shoulder here. You've got this faux seam, kind of just a little bit of texture along the shoulders. But I like it a lot. I knit it in some very, very old yarn. I can't pronounce the names of the things. They're some Icelandic brand. But this is for my friend Sandy. She has been so generous to me as a friend in both action and in spirit. So I wanted to give her a little piece of knitting, a little something to keep her warm. It's a pretty large something, but I enjoyed knitting it very much and actually want to cast on another one right away. Where did I put that yarn? I had some yarn here to show you. Yeah. This stuff right here. This is Hillesvag Ask. And it is beautiful. Glorious stuff. I think it's going to be a nice color for spring. And I very much appreciate the feeling of this yarn. It's got the sheepiness that I adore, and it's an overdyed, it's a gray that's overdyed, so it's got so much depth. Yeah. And it's a decently priced yarn too. It's got decent yardage, 315 meters per ball, so that's pretty good. Yeah. And then I've been working on a vest for my husband. This is West Yorkshire Spinners Jacob. This is the professor vest. It's going to be just a very basic button-up vest. It's seamed. I don't normally do seamed projects. I like seamless, but for this vest it just seems to make sense. And I liked the structured look of it too. What's nice about knitting things in pieces is that it's just a smaller amount of knitting to work through, so it kind of can feel like it's flying off the needles. Whereas with this, it's all in the round, so you're knitting a lot of stitches back and forth, back and forth. It's just I like not having to do finishing. It's really about this. And I have just a great big pile of yarn here, and I think I'm going to go over my 15 minutes a little bit. I try and keep this to 15 minutes. Usually that helps me not just natter on about drivel for too long. But I also just, I don't know. I just want to feel like we're hanging out in my living room together. Like there's no expectations here. You can just come and say what's on your mind, and it doesn't matter. You don't have to be all polished and put together. So, okay. I have had some pretty interesting and cool things happen recently, and I just want to share this project, and I really don't think she'll mind. I'll double check to ask, but I won't name any names or anything like that, so if she wants to talk about it and share more about the specifics and everything, she can, because this is her story. But I just feel very privileged to be kind of brought into this project that this wool is going to become. So I had a woman reach out to me on Instagram, and she asked me to do a shawl that's kind of inspired by her grandma, and just, you know, shared a little bit of her story about her family with me, and we settled on the Sometime Alone pattern by Sylvia McFadden. I've made a whole whack load of those, which I should actually take some time to document a little bit better. But anyway, these are some naturally dyed skeins from Custom Woolen Mills. And there's a little nice yellowy orange one in there. And they're just a beautiful turquoisey color. And so, yeah, I'm going to make that into a Sometime Alone shawl for her. It's just really cool to be involved doing with a project that's inspired by someone's loved one. It's beautiful. So I've got sheepy yarns. Bunch of them. Yeah, these are some gorgeous undyed skeins from West Coast Color. I am a big fan of Lynn's. We're close friends at this point. I've known her for a long time, and I've helped her out a little bit with some of her Instagram stuff, and just casually, you know, we're just both fiber lovers and fiber enthusiasts, and for her, it's her business, but her business is also running her farm, and so I have a full-time job right now, and so I don't really have the ability to spread myself out so much. I especially find that with creative stuff like photography and brand marketing stuff, it's a huge creative drain on me. I don't feel like it comes naturally to me, but I'm just trying to help her with whatever I can with picture taking, and also I just felt like I gotta keep talking about her stuff here because I absolutely love her and I love what she's trying to do with West Coast Color, and she's been just so gracious with kind of letting me in on how she's trying to make this whole business work and her farm function and all of this. So yeah, I'm going to take a little extra time just to talk about this wool too. Just keeping it with special projects. So these are from her most latest run from the mill, from her flock. These are just all the natural colors of her Romeldale CVM flock. So I love this. I love them all. I mean, they're just all beautiful. So yeah, they're natural. They're soft. They haven't had really harsh chemicals used on them either through their washing process. So they just have that very luscious, farmy goodness to them where it just feels like natural heaven. But I want to squish them all day, and I just want Lynn to feel all the love that I have for her wool and for what she does, because she is a vegetarian running a no-kill farm where she has CVM sheep, and she chose them specifically for the way that they age and their fleeces age, because she tries to keep her animals for as long as humanely possible. And this was her dream. You know, she worked very hard as a nurse for a long time to get where she is. And so I want to see her be successful, and I want to see her, just feel the love from other people for what she's trying to do. Yeah. So I am going to knit some sweaters. That's the plan. I have got a sweater in mind for this one, the Albany cardigan. The woman that I work with she could use a new sweater. She's turning 93 soon, and I would like to get a nice cozy woolly sweater on her. And I'm going to use this color for that. And these are all mine. Alright, so more West Coast Color coming your way, because there's another thing that Lynn does very, very well, And it is, oh, here we go. Oh, I typed in my own password wrong. There we go. Okay, all right. Another thing Lynn does very well is Fibre. So I am going to spin all these up. I have got some of this to also pair with this, I think is what I'm going to do with that. And then I got some beautiful greens. I've been so about the neutral tones lately, and I've had to bring some more color. So this is all going to be spun together to make very luscious and soft yarns, because this is camel silk here, and this is, I believe, 50 yak and 50 merino, so just luscious. Yeah, very happy. I just can't, I can't resist whenever I'm with Lynn. She knows this. I am so inspired by her dye work. Crinkles. Most people can't. I never minded the crinkles, but now it's just in my brain that people don't like it. Anyway. There's 20 minutes of fiber and fun and friendship and all that for you. So, yeah, I hope that this is fun and you enjoy being here and enjoy just listening to me once in a while come and talk for about 15 minutes or sometimes more. Anyway, I'll catch you next time. Bye.